Yo, 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 it's me, OGDuffy. I hope you're all fit. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all good. Excellent. Now, today's Versus video, we're taking a look at two systems. Only two systems this week, but what a great two systems they are. We're looking at the Sega Megadrive, and we're also looking at the Super Nintendo. Now, for me personally, I feel that the early 90s, when both these systems were head-to-head, was probably the peak of the console wars for me, because both systems were absolutely amazing, and I pretty much had both at release, and I've got fond memories of both machines. I really do. But hey, I could rattle on and on and on about that, but I'm not going to today. But as a little bonus for this week's Versus video, because of the game we're looking at this week is a bit of a what they call a heavy hitter in the collecting world, we're going to look at the pricing and how this game has valued over the years, okay, and recent sales and stuff, and get a bit of a valuation at the time of recording this video. The game we're looking at today is none other than Konami's very own Sunset Riders. And what a game this was. Honestly, absolutely, truly amazing game. Cowboys, Western, all that sort of good stuff, okay? And we're looking at them two systems today. They're versions of the arcade classic. Now, those of you that follow the channel, and if you don't already do so, then please do hit that subscribe button, will know that when I do my pickup videos, I love video game hunting, all that sort of stuff, I always look out for Capcom titles and Konami titles. I love them guys, alright? And today's game is a Konami arcade classic. So, as always, we're going to do the Versus video thing, okay? The various editions of this on both systems. But first, we're going to go take a look at the arcade version. So here we go, Sunset Riders by Konami. Here we go, Sunset Riders by Konami. It was 4-player this. Was a Wild West based sort of a scrolling sort of run, jump, shooting type game. Not a dissimilar vein to a lot of the other games of the time. I mean, you could choose between 4 characters and you make your way along, shooting the enemies, picking up little bonuses, little perks as you go and stuff, and you could jump up on platforms and all that sort of thing, and basically you'd work your way through, and then at the end you'd take on the boss of each level. Now there was always different wanted outlaws, and there's quite a few, ending with Sir Richard Rose, who was the very final one, and Simon Greedwell was the very first, which we'll see in this video. Now what I've done for these versions today, we're going to be looking at the same bits of footage for each, except for the Mega Drive, and I'll explain that when we come to it. Very original in the way this was done, had some great gameplay. It was really, really good game overall. Equally, this converted very well to both the other systems we're looking at shortly, the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive if you're from the UK like ourselves, and of course the Super Nintendo. But this was it, the end of level boss here. This is Mr. Greedwell, obviously likes his money, and so you make your way through, just keep blasting. What was nice with this as well, on the arcade release, there was a 4-player cabinet of this, so you could have up to 4 players at once, as shown on the left there, or 2 players through a sort of typical jammer cab type setup, which was pretty much the majority that you used to see. But this was overall a very well received game, and one that is still very popular to this day. So next up, the Super Nintendo version, and as you could see there, kicking things off, you have the choice of the 4 different characters to choose from. So here we go. As you can see, it's bright, it's colourful, the sounds were good, it played very, very well. Now as you jump up here and you go into this little room here, on the arcade version, you'd come out and there'd be like a lady of the night, shall we say, that used to give you a little peck on the cheek in her stockings and suspenders. But unfortunately, I think the developers felt that maybe the Super Nintendo crowd were not ready for such I don't know, naughtiness, shall we say? But anyway, getting back to the game, I mean, ignoring them sections, it played very, very well. I mean, it was bright, it was a real good representation of the arcade version. And here we are, we're just fast approaching now the end of level boss from section 1. But the sound was good, had good speech, it replicated the speech from the arcade cab as well, which was a good job and a nice little touch. And do remember, as I said right at the beginning of this video when I was introducing it, this game, in terms of collecting for both the Super Nintendo and the Sega Megadrive, is a heavy hitter. It's quite a collectible piece, and so at the very end of the video, after my verdict, do keep watching, because we're going to look at current values of the game at time of obviously recording, and I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised by some of these costings, or a bit, well, very surprised actually. I mean, it's as I say, it's a heavy hitter, so if it's one you want in your collection, have you got enough coin? That is the ultimate question. But again, if you're lucky enough to own this after you've looked at the verdict and obviously the valuation that we're going to look at, do let me know in the comments if you're lucky enough to own this, and if you do own it, are you prepared to part with it for the right amount of money? That is the question, or is it one that you're going to keep in your collection? Anyway, next up, the Mega Drive version, or Genesis if you're North American. Sega Mega Drive version now, and as you can see, first off, you only get a choice between 2 of the original 4 players. Okay, so only 2 of the characters were available for. First thing you probably notice is it plays a bit slower than the arcade and the SNES version, and it's still good. It's still a good game, don't get me wrong. And of course, the other thing you would have noticed is the levels. The levels are completely different. They're completely sort of redesigned. They're not the same as the actual arcade. So, you know, it's still got all the similarities. The characters and stuff are the same. And of course, in the Sega Mega Drive versions, we're allowed to see a woman in stockings and suspenders giving you a little peck on the cheek. So, obviously, the censors of the day felt that maybe the Mega Drive owners were maybe a bit more mature than the SNES owners. Hey, I don't know. What do you think? As always, let me know in the comments. What was that all about? One other downside on this version as well was the bullets from the enemies. As the enemies are shooting at you, the colour of the bullets are always red, like that. You saw them there. So always the same colour. Which is a bit of a shame, really. Now, I do mention about the speech on this. The actual original speech from the arcade game is missing. They don't emulate it at all. They don't sort of try to put it in there. There are basic speech. There you go. But apart from that, that was all it was. So, but a good version overall. Not bad, not bad. Well, that concludes the Versus video there. I hope you enjoyed looking at all 3 systems. Obviously, the original arcade, followed by the, of course, naturally, the SNES and the Mega Drive, or the Sega Genesis, depending which part of the world you're from. Wow, it was an amazing game. It was a really, really good game. Great colourful details, lovely graphics and all that sort of stuff. So, who takes it? There's a clear winner on this one for me. Both versions were good. But the Mega Drive version had its limitations. Mega Drive Genesis had its limitations. And obviously the levels were slightly different to the arcade. It just didn't look as bright, colourful as the SNES version. And on top of that, equally, I found that like, if you look at the bullets, on the Mega Drive version, they were sort of one colour. Whilst if you looked at the bullets coming towards you on the SNES version, they sort of glowed different colours in and out, which made recognising and seeing the bullets against the various backdrops a lot easier. So it made it a little bit more playable in that respect. And equally, the sound on the SNES was better, I feel. They had the speech that was sampled from the arcade and all that good stuff. Whilst the Mega Drive just sort of done speech bubbles and sort of avoided doing any speech at all. Both still very, very good versions, but there's only one winner, and the Super Nintendo takes it this week. But again, as always, if you agree, if you disagree, tell me why in the comments, because you guys are great at doing that, okay? If you agree with me, great. If you disagree with me, also great, but tell me why. As I said right at the beginning of this video, we're also, as a little bonus, going to be looking at the valuations of these titles, okay? Because, as I said, this is considered a heavy hitter in the collecting world. I do not own this on the SNES or the Mega Drive, okay? It's quite an expensive title, as we can see. So, the first off here, let's look at the price charting. Okay, we're looking at price charting here. This is a website that is used for general pricing. This looks at all the sales that have taken place on eBay and things like that. So this gives quite a decent comparative price for a title. We're looking at Sunset Riders for the PAL Sega Megadrive. PAL being obviously the EU UK release. So first off, loose price, the average on sales £45. Complete price £90. New price £225, box only £32.50, and manual only £22. Now they're quite interesting, as you can see here. These are the last sort of listings to sell. So the last one that sold that was registered here was the 30th of the 7th 2021, and that was Sunset Riders. I would imagine that was a complete CIB listings, these were, so it was complete sold in box. £109 and £122 for the last two sales there for Mega Drive. So you're looking at that, it's a fair price, and it's holding its own. So as you can see, the current average is £90. So if you want to pick up Sunset Riders for a complete edition for the Mega Drive, you're looking at £90. Okay, we're looking now at the SNES version, the PAL SNES version as identified here. So, quite a different price completely to the Mega Drive here. So the loose price of this game, as you can see, was £50.21. Complete price £210. The new price, if a new one of these come on, you're looking at £451. Box only £56.98, and manual only £44.23. Then lists all the different sales here from eBay and stuff, and as we can see here, the price average, these are loose. Let's have a look at not current prices, let's go for box only. You've got CIB sold listings. Let's go complete in box, which we've got here. So looking at the time scale here, goes from September 17, would have cost you £68. That's loose one, complete in box. Here we go. So this one, as a title, generally has held its own, hasn't it? I mean, look, complete in box here, right? That's in dollars. Let's just change that to GBP. I don't think we can on this scale. It only does it there. So as you can see here, I mean, the lowest price it was roughly was July 2018, and now it's peaked up again. But I mean, the absolute peak price was back in August 2017. So although everyone's saying, you know, COVID and all that is pushing the prices up, or driving the prices up of you know, retro games, looking at this, it's not so much the case. I can't see much evidence for it. I can see a rise obviously here around this area here. Look at that, it's going up, but it's generally quite a stable title that dropped off a bit actually, if anything. So interesting prices there, and as I say, a heavy hitter. Have you got this? Would you buy it for this price? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. So as you can see right there, the Super Nintendo version is obviously the more valuable of the two. PAL versions, complete PAL versions, don't seem to be a common thing on eBay. So it looks like the NTSC version is the ones that collectors are getting, maybe because, I don't know, Maybe there's not that many POW about. Who knows? But you guys will know. Do any of you own this game in your collection for either the Mega Drive or the SNES? If so, let me know in the comments. What do you think of the game? Do you think it's overrated? Do you think it's overhyped? Personally, I don't. I think it's a great game overall. And obviously, a big win to the SNES this week. But hey, as always, pop back next week. Let me know what you think. Any more suggestions? Obviously, I can look at all different systems. I'm going to be doing Amiga versus ST. I'm going to be doing all sorts. And I'll be doing, obviously, some weeks where I have a lot more systems going on in there. All right? So, thanks for watching as always. If you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button along with the bell, of course. Ding, ding, ding. And comments. Let me have your comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree with my verdict? If not, why not? If so, why? Etc. Let me know. Anyway, look after yourselves. Stay safe. Hey, weather might even improve a bit. We never know. Cheers. I've been OGDuffy. I'm out. If you watched the video and you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe for more great videos. Thanks for watching.